Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World Blitz, and in today's video, we will be doing a very interesting play to lose. This time in the 4005. This is a Tier 10 British tech tree tank destroyer. It is a vehicle which features an absolutely monstrous gun, able to deal upwards of 1,640 damage with a 2.5 second interclip. So in 7.5 seconds, you will have dumped the entire clip. This vehicle has very good penetration and has pretty solid DPM, over 3,000 to 300. You've got 8 degrees of gun depression, making this tank fairly flexible, and a top speed of 40, making this tank with a very good power to weight actually pretty mobile. So what's the downside of the 4005? It's got this super dangerous clip, it's decently mobile, it's got great DPM, stupid good penetration. Well, the problem with the 4005 is the fact that it's the size of a skyscraper, and it has about 14 millimeters of turret armor. And I'm not joking, it's literally 14 millimeters of turret armor. A Tier 5 could easily penetrate this tank. Honestly, a Tier 1 could probably penetrate it quite easily. So, it's quite a bit of a problem. And because of that, you are going to run into a lot of situations where, especially late game, you have no say in what actually happens in the battle. And that's where the 4005 falls very quickly apart. So we're going to see just how many games we can win in today's video in a row. I don't think it's going to be too many, though. And as I said, it's mainly because of the fact that the 4005 just really isn't a late game carrying vehicle. I mean, it can deal a lot of damage, but it's going to take a lot in return to deal that damage. So we're going to start off this game by heading over towards the medium flank, and we are going to just plop into the bush overlooking base A and overlooking the crossing over here. We're going to be playing very passive today, and we're going to wait for our opponents to hopefully make mistakes, drive out into the open, and that's where we can bleed them out. We have the object 84, and there you go, one shell into the object. We're just going to reload the clip at this point. It's already 450 damage, and there's really no point to just sit there. We have to wait 10 seconds to unspot anyway. So at this point, we got 10 seconds left before our clip is reloaded, and that should be pretty good. T-54 is getting bled out. We have an STB, which is pretty good as well. We can see the object is still chilling over there. And at this point, we're going to start moving up. We can see why. In fact, mainly what I'm looking at right now is that 183 below the base. That's the main goal. So let's see if we can get some damage out into that 183. Here we go. And 1 shell. 2 shells. 3 shells. And 4. That is 1,668 HP taken off of a full health 183. That player now has 130 hit points. That is what the 4005 is capable of doing. And this is why you do not mess with the tank when it is able to get a clip out. It is absolutely devastating. So now we are going to go wide. We see the IS-7 all the way in spawn over here. And the major thought process I have is if I can make my way behind this IS-7 and get some damage out. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do. Let's see, let's get 1 shell into the IS-7 and 2 shells into the IS-7, 3 shells into the IS-7, and now we back up and reload. We have already dealt quite a bit of damage this game. I mean, we have done a lot of damage this game. And that's obviously pretty dang good. We are now going to go low and hopefully help out this STB-1. We got 5 seconds left, and, well, we're going to see. We're going to wait for my shell. Actually, yeah, we're going to wait for my shell reload boost, and then we're just going to absolutely dunk on this guy. There's 1, 2, and 3. There you go. No more does the enemy team have. At least that player left. All that's left is the IS-7, so we're just going to chill right here. We're going to wait 15 seconds and hopefully be able to actually just dunk on the IS-7 as well. So let's head right in and let's see. IS-7's going to make his way on up. Don't know if we're going to be able to get too much damage out, though, at this point, because the enemy team is obviously not doing too well. Pretty good game, though. Pretty good game. We obliterated a couple vehicles. We took 1,200 off the IS-7, we took 1,300 off the Mouse, and we took 1,700 off of the 183. Just like that, we did 4,600 damage. And, yeah, we did quite a bit that game. And it's a great example of where the 4005 is absolutely devastating. If you can get this tank in a position where you are able to bleed your opponents out, where you only receive maybe 400 damage in return, that is an absolute dub. You usually want to try and use your shell reload boost to the best of ability. I mean, with shell reload boost, you take what is a 7.5 second dumping time down to around 5-ish seconds, which is crazy fast. I mean, that's the same as a normal 57 heavy clip, and you can very easily perma-track super heavily armored vehicles. Unfortunately, in this game, the enemy team does not have any super heavies, so that is obviously going to be a little bit more challenging to deal with. So, we have a bunch of heavies, and unfortunately, they are making their way down to town. So, that is a big downside. But we'll see what happens here. I'm going to chill right at this position. Yep, just drive right into me, 113. Okay, well, there you go. We do have a Foch, and let's activate our shell reload boost. Oh, that's not shell reload boost activated. I pressed the wrong button. Oh well. We still absolutely obliterated the enemy Foch, which I don't think he enjoyed very much. We took about 800 health off of him. We are going to head wide, and let's reload. We got 8 seconds left on our reload, to be exact, and we'll see what we can do here. Let's see, we got the 60 TP. As much as I want to dunk on the 60 and everything. Alright, there you go. Now that the 60 shot, I'm going to pull forwards like so, and drive all the way over here. I think this will be much, much better. Alright, let's see. I'm just going to drive right here. I think that's the best way to work this. Alright, let's put on my shell reload boost, and there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. Another full clip out. 2,400 damage dealt at this point. Yeah, we are just obliterating. I mean, their team's dead. It's already over. That was the fastest game I've ever seen played. It has been 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the entire game has finished. Like, what? I'm not even joking. It's been 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the entire game is over. That is the fastest steamroll I've ever seen, ever, in World of Tanks right there. Wow. What did I just witness? Okay. Well, we did 2,400 damage. We got 2 clips out. That was our entire game. We repositioned, got 2 clips, and the game was over. I don't even know what to say. You know, people, the matchmaker is still bad. You know, just because skill-based matchmaking was bad does not make the matchmaker that is still currently in place good. If I was on that enemy team, there's no way I would have been able to counteract that loss. That is inherently the problem with all lightly armored tank destroyers, though, is the fact that they just can't really do anything when your team gets rolled. You, in a 4005, are basically hoping that your team stays alive long enough for you to do your job. And that's the issue with this tank, is it's just not a great tank, I'm going to be honest. At this point, I think really the FE2 and 5B 183 is almost a more effective vehicle than the 4005. And it's pretty simple why. It's just because the 183 can deal the same damage as a 4005, but it does it in 1 shot, where the 4005 does it in 4 shots. And at that point, I'd much rather just be in the tank that does it in 1 shot, which is weird. Normally, you know, you'd hear me say, oh, the 183 is the worst tank in the game, but I don't know. The 183, I think, actually is more effective. Now, that concept just killed himself. What a great play from that concept. I'm going to make my way up here, and we're going to see what happens. Our concept's going to drive out, and I'm going to activate shell reload boost. We're going to get 1 pen, 2 pens, and let's get the 3rd one out. There you go. Then we can aim on the AMX M4. Get another pen. There you go. That's pretty good stuff. I mean, unfortunately, our shell low-rolled that concept, but I'd much rather get the concept clear than bleed health. This is how you want to play a 4005, though. I mean, if you can take advantage of your enemies and not bleed too much health yourself, it's usually going to be worth it. And as we saw, this was most definitely worth it. So at this point, we are going to flank behind the enemy, and we're going to see if I can get some damage out this way. Got the Jagdpanzer, and hopefully this Foch doesn't block me. Here we go. There's one shell. And he is going to block me, bro. It's not hard. It's not hard. Alright, there you go. And, alright, not bad. Not bad. We would have been able to get that final shell out into the Yag if our teammate didn't go in front of us, but it's not that big of a deal. Do you see how that Sheridan went out of his way to just specifically tunnel me? He lost over 1,000 health, may have even killed himself, just to shoot at my tank. It shows you just how tunneled the 4005 is. It is easily the most tunneled tank in tier 10. Unfortunately, that Foch missed his shot, but it's not that big of a deal. We're going to push over towards Freddy over here, and we're going to activate our shell reload boost. There's one pen, 2, 3, and he does kill me, but we did 478. And in return, we did over 1,000 damage, so that's pretty solid if you ask me. Again, the 4005 is one of those tanks where you just have to figure out what trade is worth it and what isn't. And in this situation, the trade was most definitely worth it just to absolutely nuke that, that enemy tank. So the E100 is going to make his way over to the 57 Heavy, and the Foch finishes him off. Not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. This guy must be an avid Drudels fan because he's running the Foch with the stock gun. I actually like the Foch with the stock gun more at this point. But enough about the Foch. We did 3,500 damage and a pretty solid result overall, so I can't really complain all too much. This is a pretty good game for the 4005, honestly. I mean, we were able to get right into the front line. We were able to clip the concept and then get out a decent chunk of damage. So, not bad. I mean, while the 4005 does have good damage per minute, it doesn't really matter. DPM on this tank means nothing. It's all if you can get out your clip or not. That's it. When you're up against super heavies, the 4005 is great because usually, you know, like in E100 or something, you can track it, and with your shell reload boost, you can keep on tracking it before it can even get out of cover. And they have a lot of health, so usually you're able to get the full clip out into a super heavy. When you're up against hull down heavies, you know, like a Concept, like a VZ, that is where this tank sucks. Because you can't do anything to hull down heavies. They're going to sit in their little perch, and the only way you're ever going to deal damage to something that has gun depression is usually if they overpoke, and maybe you'll get one shell out, or if they are low enough that you can one-clip them and you drive out in the open and kill them. Those are usually the two situations where you are able to bleed out tanks like that. This is a great example, though. The enemy team has a T110E5, and that tank is almost impossible to bleed out in this type of situation. So we are going to make our way towards the medium flank. Our T22 is screwing the team. Yep. Great job, Bazooka Joe. Not only is he screwing the team, but he's trying to drive through a gap that is clearly way too small for his tank to fit through. Oh boy. Well, it looks like the E4 and I will be doing the job of a medium tank this game, and this is especially sad judging to the fact that they have two mediums and we have one who's driving to base B. So this is really, really sad. E3 is in mid. We have a Foch in the back as well. There's one pen. Not able to get any more shots out, but at least we got a shot out. I activated the wrong ability, but honestly that's fine because I didn't really want to use my shell reload boost now that I think about it. We're just going to back up and reload. Oh, wow. No, that's awful. That's actually awful over here what I'm seeing happen. Alright, well, I have to support this E3 as much as possible here. So we're going to move into this bush before the Patton would hopefully detect me. And let's see. Let us see. Well, I'm going to put on my shell reload boost. There's 1, 2, 3, oh, no, yep, there you go. There goes all of my health. Whoa! Great example again of where the 4005 really can't do anything. It's just nothing. I'm probably going to be shot by that Patton. Well, I'm not, but it wouldn't have been surprising if I'd been hit by the Patton on the way out. This is just such a hard tank to do well in because of the way it's designed. We have that Patton in the back. We have the Minnow over here. Minnow aims in on me, is not able to get the shell out, but we get one pen into the Minnow, and get a pen into the T-22 once. We get a bounce on the T-22. What I'm going to do at this point is get shot by the Foch on the way out. Yep, thank you. And we're just going to keep going. I don't have a choice. I have zero choice but to leave. But we're not dead. And we have somewhat gotten out. So at least there's that. Great example, though, of why the 4005 kind of sucks. I mean, this is a great example why. Because, like, I have this super dangerous clip, but I can't do anything with it, you know? I can't shoot the Foch because he's going to outtrade me. I can't shoot the Patton. I can't shoot anything. This is where I really dislike the 4005. So we'll see what we can do here. We'll see. 260 is heading towards our spawn, which is good. If the 260 spots anybody making an over-aggression into our spawn, we can hopefully get some damage out. But at this point, it looks like the enemy team is, weirdly enough, making some odd plays. Okay, well, that shell did not like me. That shell did not like me. There you go, and crazy. So, thank you, gun. You know, thank you for shooting a full clip and penning one shot. That's crazy. I mean, at least we penned him once, but that's really disappointing. You really need this gun to work to get out damage, and when it doesn't work, it is incredibly sad. Alright, well, we are up on cap. There's no way we're going to lose this at this point, so we're just going to try and drive in, see if we can get a little bit more damage out. Let's see, we got the Patton in mid, and the Patton is going to try and make his way over to the base cap. Let's spin out the Patton. Unfortunately, he's still able to kill us, but at least we got one more shot out, because I don't really think we would have dealt anything else in this game. I mean, the enemy team's basically dead. We got lucky that our team was okay. I mean, the T-22, this guy screwed our team. Again, all he had to do was try and help out medium flank, and it would have been better off for everybody, because, I mean, it would have just been so much more simple. Unfortunately, our medium didn't know what doing your job as a medium tank is, but oh well. We're going to win this either way, as I said. There you go, 1,000 on the base cap and a victory. So not necessarily a good game, not an awful game though. We did about 2,600 damage, I think. We could have done a little bit more if our gun had decided to work. But you'll notice one thing that I really dislike about the 4005, and that is the fact that its gun is incredibly derpy. Like, its dispersion is not good. It's .33, and for 400 alpha, that's pretty poor. And when you pair that with the fact that the gun is... it's just derpy. You know, you have to shoot 4 shells, all with .33 dispersion. It's almost guaranteed that 1 or 2 of them, especially when you activate shell reload boost at distance, are going to troll you. We saw that when aiming at the Foch. I mean, those were pretty easy shots, and they all dipped into the ground. You saw that actually 2 times. We shot at the Foch in the beginning, and they dipped into the ground, and we shot at the Foch late game, and they dipped into the ground. The gun on the 4005 is very troll, and it's quite disappointing when you do have such a damaging gun, and then it trolls you out. Now, to be fair, that's fine with me, because I don't think this tank should be laser accurate at, you know, distance. I'm glad they removed reticle Cali, but man, it's just very disappointing, as I said, when you're driving this tank and you're sacrificing everything for the clip, and then the clip in return just says and causes you to miss every shell. But we are doing all right so far. We're not really getting out too much damage. We just haven't had the opportunity to. So maybe we'll get a high damage game out at some point here. Well, it looks like we are going up towards base A this game because our team is not going to go to C. This is one of the downsides of Supremacy, is where your team goes. I'm going to keep Supremacy on for now, though. It seems like the teams are in our favor, so we'll see what we're able to do. Okay. Well... I'm gonna head to the corner over here. I'm kind of hoping they have... oh, interesting. They got a 50B over here. Alright, well, the 50B just lost 930 of his hit points. The question is, did the rest of his team go over here? Well, 50B has literally killed himself, so great job, 50B. There's one pen into his tank, and bye-bye. This is why you go with your team, monkey man. This is why. It is crazy to me how people think going alone is going to be a viable strategy. And then proceeding to poke the same spot like 5 times. Yeah, that did not work out for you, bro. Somehow, though, our tier 10 Yo is down 1,800 health. It's pretty impressive, honestly, that you've managed to bleed that much health. Well, we got the T-54 off to the side. We got the Yag Tiger off to the side as well. We're going to load in our premium, and there's one shell into the Yag Tiger. Oh, there's a bounce. Can't hit him anymore. Unfortunate. Don't want to be hit by the E-100, but at least we will get a tracking shell into his tank. So that's about 800 damage we got out. There's just nothing we can really do in this type of situation to get out more. What I'm hoping right now is that we can kind of go wide like this, and we can get to that TD perch off to the side over here. That would be ideal, I would say. I think that would be pretty good for us. So let's keep going wide over here. There's the 100, there's the Yag Tiger. Alright, and let's see. Alright, let's aim it on the Yag Tiger to begin with. There's one pen, 2 pens, there you go, he's dead. Pretty good stuff. E-100 missed me as well, which means if we just drive up over here, there's 1 pen into the E-100 and 2 pens. Sweet! That was a big low roll, but we still got out a full clip there. That was about 1,500 damage. Again, good example of where at distance the 4005 can be pretty good. Like that E-100 really can't do anything to me here, and we can just kind of chill. I'm just going to poke this bush. We're going to wait for my reload. And let's see, is that E-100 still sitting there? He is. So let's activate our shell reload boost. There's 1, 2, and 3. Boom. 1,000 damage taken off of his tank. I mean, there's no counter to that. Once he was in that position, he was going to die. It was just a matter of time. So we're going to push over towards the enemy WZ-111 5A. We're going to go on the inner route, so that way the 5A won't see me. However, I don't think it's really going to make too much of a difference, as at this point, yeah, the whole enemy team's dead. We're going to push this E4 if I can, but I don't know how much it's going to matter. There's 1 pen into the E4 and 2 pens into the E4. We're not going to be able to get any more out because of base cap, but we still got 2 shells, so that's 800 extra HP added to our tally. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Let's see. In total, we did 4,300. Decent result. And we got a first class. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. Not too bad. Again, when you're able to get this gun to work against super heavies, as I pointed out, it's great. Because super heavies don't have that mobility to move really effectively. And this tank can just outposition them and absolutely dunk on them. So, we'll see what we can do. This is not a great game. I absolutely freaking hate Port Bay. It's the worst map. I actually think Port Bay is the worst map in the game. Because you can't do anything in tank destroyers on Port Bay. It's true. Like, you can't do anything in a TD on Port Bay. So what we're going to do starting off early game here is maybe get a shell. I have a feeling that enemy Leopard's going to cross, and if he does, it's going to be very annoying. But we'll see. Yep, there he goes. Okay, so let's drive up, and nope, that one did not hit. Let's see if he keeps going or not. No, didn't think he would. Okay, well, that's not what I like to see. We have the 50, and yeah, there's just not much I'm able to do here. Okay, well, oh boy, our team is getting bled out on the side, which is not good. Alright, well, the only strat that I can think of effectively in the 4005 to do here is to possibly flank. That's what I'm thinking. Try and get behind the enemy, try and get some damage out, because I don't really see much else we can do here. We got the 183 spotted. I'm just going to go fully wide and look down this alley, and we might be able to shoot them through the alley here. That's what I'm thinking. So let's just keep going. And, actually, you know what? We're just going to go into their spawn wide like this. This might be the most effective way to take apart this situation. Let's activate our shell reload boost, and there's 1, 2, oh, that's not shell reload boost activated. Now it's activated. There you go. Pretty good stuff, though. The 183 is dead. Even if I hadn't have killed him, he would have died either way. So we're going to reload here, and I did mean to activate my shell reload boost, but I didn't, which is my fault, but it's not that big of a deal. We're going to reload. We got 8 seconds left, and ideally we're going to be able to shoot this M103 in the rear. And we shouldn't be spotted because of the way this bush works, so we're just going to chill right here. We're going to get an HE into the rear of the M103. We're going to get a second HE into the rear of the M103. We're going to get a pen into the rear of his turret, and dead. There you go. I mean, Do you see what happens when you actually play the 4005 like a little sneaky butthole? You just get behind your opponents, and from this spot here, there's nothing they can really do to outspot me. So I'm just, you know, completely obliterating them. In 5 seconds, we're going to have another clip ready, so we're just going to activate Super Speed Boost. As I said, we deal over 1,600 clipping damage, so we should be able to pretty easily delete this enemy 4005, who's not running Spall Liner, I should add. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. The 57 Heavy is actually already bled a lot, so I should have just, you know, not reloaded my clip, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. We did our job this game. That's what I'll say. We did our job. We full clipped an M103. We could have full clipped a 183, and I think we were one of the major reasons to why this game was such an easy win. And we still got 230 damage into him, so I'll take it. Not too bad. Yeah, that was pretty solid. I keep accidentally clicking the wrong consumable. I'm meaning to click Shell Reload Boost, and I'm clicking Super Speed Boost. And I'm not sure why. My brain's just going ooga booga. But hey, 4,000 damage. A win's a win. When you are on this map, there's not much you can do. Like, Port Bay is really one of the worst maps in the game. Because in a tank destroyer like the 4005, it's very tricky to figure out where to position. If the enemy Leopard did not go wide, I probably would have tried to work more towards, you know, the heavy side, but because I saw a window to get behind our opponents, I took advantage of it, and I was able to literally just ruin their days. So, this game, they have a Yo, they have a 5A, they have a 113 GFT, they have a Type 71, they got a lot of dangerous vehicles. So what I'm going to do starting off is I'm going to go all the way wide over here, and I'm going to try and support this VK45. We're going to see what happens, but yeah, this is usually a decent spot to cover your teammates from. I will help this VK. It's actually good that it's just the VK coming over here, because if they try to rush him, I will be able to support. So we'll see. I'm not sure what the VK's doing, though, but let's activate Shell Reload Boost, and there's 1, 2... Oh, that one missed, unfortunate. Let's just aim in. Really. Great example of the accuracy of the 4005 again. Like, the gun misses shots that it should not be missing. Those were easy pens, and the game screwed me, essentially. Like, there's nothing else to say, really. Alright, let's aim in here again. Let's see, Type 71 still chilling there. And we're going to reload. Alright, let's just aim it on his vehicular. And 1. Okay, pretty easy pen. 2. Yep, pretty easy. 3. Yep. And 4. Yeah, not really sure what that Type 71 is doing, but he's not enjoying our company. We have obliterated his tank, is the best way to word it. We have the 5A off to Le Soid, and what I'm hoping is that the 5A sends this player. And then we can get a clip out. But actually, I'm going to leave if I can. And we're going to head over here. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I think that 5A is going to put himself into a pretty bad situation, if you ask me. Why? Well, we're going to push him. There's 1. And a 2. And a 3. And a 4. There you go. Long live the enemy 5A. With the Type 71 pushing him, yeah, he just, he killed himself is what he did. This is why you don't make over-aggressions when you don't know where the enemy team is. Alright, well, we reload, and we're going to see if we can get some more damage out. Hopefully our Type 71 clears that player. We got a little bit longer left on our clip. Got the Yo off to the side. WZ is spotted, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate Super Speed Boost, and we're just going to push the Yo. Should be pretty easy to do. 1. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine, because we still have more shells. And bonk. There you go. Pretty good stuff. Type 71 kills that player. Base cap is a serious problem, though. Cap. Oh, boy. Base cap is going to be a big problem this game. Oh, boy. Boy. Could lose this on base cap. Come on, kill that 121. Kill that 121, please. We got the Sheridan in the back over here. Oh boy, we're going to lose this game to base cap, guys. We are going to lose this game to base cap. Unless if our Kampfpanzer gets into base C, we win. There's one pen into the WZ. And 2 pens into the WZ. 3. And 4. There you go. Pretty good stuff. That was, actually, we might win this. Wow. Our conf rounds are... I don't know what the heck our team is doing, to be honest. Like, why our team allowed the enemy to get this far up in base cap. That's really stupid, if you ask me. But we were able to take advantage, again, of the situation at hold and win the game. So we're going to reload, and... well, that works, too. We didn't get our clip reloaded fast enough, but... we definitely won our team that game. I'm going to say big thank you to the Type. The Type should have been on heavy flank to begin with, first of all. If he was on heavy flank, the base cap wouldn't even have been remotely as close as it was. But the Type was able to support me late game and help out with the 5A. That was nice because that 5A might have rushed me after I dumped him. And the VK was actually a huge help. The VK played a little poor. I will say, if you're ever watching my video... just put yourself in a spot where you're spotting them, but not able to really be bled out. That's what I'll say. But the VK basically assisted us a huge amount of damage. I don't know if it says how much he assisted, no, but he basically gave us whatever the damage we did to that Type 71 is, so 2,100 damage he assisted there. And I'd also say he gave us the assistance on the 5A of 1,500 because the 5A pushed the VK thinking he was free. So 3,500 of our damage was dealt because of the VK. So that's pretty dang nice. And we were able to deal a lot that game. I mean, we basically just deleted the enemy team. Again, if you're able to see a weakness in your opponent's match, and you can say, oh, look, I'm able to take advantage of this, then we can win. And that's where the 4005 really does well. Like that game you saw, I knew for a fact that the heavies were going to play aggressive because all we had was a VK. So I was like, all right, well, I know for a fact my tank is dangerous enough to basically stop any heavy push. And that's what happened. You'll notice I was prepared to almost bail. That's why I left from where I was and I scooted off to the side because I was quite confident that VK-45 was going to be YOLO'd at some point. And you always have to think 2 steps ahead in a vehicle like this. You have to think, okay, what happens once that VK dies? If I'm still in the spot in the back here, sure, I might be able to get one clip out, but after I get that clip out, I'm dead. So you have to think of, when you're driving this vehicle, how effectively you can use the tank to get out your shells. That's what I'm always thinking. But not only how effectively you can get them out, but how quickly you can get out of a situation you may have placed yourself in. Usually I like to save my super speed boost. Obviously on Middleburg Hill, it's more important just to use that super speed and make your way up into the front line quickly. But yeah, usually I like to save my super speed boost. That way I can use it when I need to get out of a situation at hand. So at this point, nobody's making their way up the hill. And that is rather interesting. We can see the 57 Heavy. Oh, we can see the Progetto over here. And we're going to activate our shell reload boost. There's 1. There's 2. Not able to get any more out. But we still took 800 off of the Progetto, which is pretty good. Not too bad. However, our Leopard sucks. How are you dead already, bro? Seriously, how are you dead already? That is incredible that we are already... oh, we lost. It's over. It's over. There is almost no way we're winning this game. I mean, the fact that our Leopard 1 is dead... oh, but you know what? This show is pretty bad. I'm going to be honest. This show is pretty dang bad. Alright, let's start by clearing the enemy Progetto. And now we can deal with the Yo. There's 1, 2... oh, yep. And I got blocked a bit, but there you go. There's 3. Oh, but what are you doing, Vickers? Like, bro, it's like every time I get a clip out to save somebody, some other doofus drives out and dies. Why are our light tanks killing themselves, bro? What am I looking at? I only have 5 seconds left before we get the clip back, which is pretty good at least, so... at least there's that, but holy dumb. Wow, and then you just poke it. Yep, there you go. That's a loss. That is a loss and a half. Well, let's aim in. Of course, that bounces. Let's load gold. There's 1 pen and 2 pens. Okay, well... we got out damage at least. Oh yeah, Vickers, get mad at the team for killing yourself. I like how the Vickers is mad that our team flanked when he's in a light tank. I want you to think about that, guys. Our Vickers is mad that our team flanked when he's in a light. Yeah, there's nothing else needed to be said. Alright, well, we're going to load in an APCR clip. There's 1 and 2. Oh, crazy. We got penned by him, but we didn't kill him, apparently. I mean, this game was a loss. There was physically nothing I could have done to change the course of this battle. I mean, this team from start to finish was the biggest L I have ever seen. What I'm hoping at this point is that the standard B tries to rush us, and we can get a little bit of damage out. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. We got a full clip out. I don't know if I had APCR loaded. It didn't really matter, though. It was only 14 damage difference. We did fine. I mean, we did the best we could have in that situation. 5,000 damage. I mean, the 4005 can get out damage like crazy, especially in a loss like this. It can really farm. But when you have a Leopard 1 that instantly kills himself in the beginning of the game, when you have a Vickers Light who goes back to your spawn and boxes himself in and kills himself instantly, it's going to be a loss. We had such an easy win on medium flank. We had the base cap up top. All our team had to do was kill the Progetto, kill the Yo, and then slowly make our way into town. And it would have been the simplest win ever. But apparently doing that was a challenging task. Somehow. I really don't understand how. Especially because that Super Conk YOLO'd out in the open, so I could have clipped him either way. That standard B YOLO'd me, so I would have been able to clip him either way. Just a really sad result out round. The 4005 is an insanely fun tank, and as you can see, you do pretty well in it. I mean, overall on this account, I'm going not great in win rate, only 60%, because as I said, it's a tank destroyer that really struggles to win. Even in tune, I'm not doing great in this vehicle, but 3,500 average damage is pretty decent for this tank, and it shows why the 4005 can be so fun. I mean, today we had quite a long session of over 30 minutes, which is rather surprising. So let me know what you guys think about this tank in the comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.